What up, YouTube? Today is Sunday, and we're going to do a upper body workout. So after last workout, I got on the scale and checked, and I was hitting the upper 15% body fat. So I decided to do a little experiment. I wanted to do a calorie deficit, but I decided to go low carb and just have more protein. And what I found was I was a little bit more satiated. So I was actually able to go into a bigger deficit. And so I was in the 15%. And this morning I woke up and I was at 13 after 4 days. So I think what I'm going to try to do is this, because today I woke up, I had some eggs, a bagel, some banana. I made sure to have some carbs before this workout, but I think what I'm going to do is be very strategic with it. So either night before or day of a workout, make sure I have carbs, but after the workout, no carbs, up my protein a little bit more so I can stay in a deficit and lose this body fat and get it really down. I think the lowest I got when I was doing a cut last summer was 12%. I'd like to just see if I could beat that. And so far, just doing the higher protein, low carb, it was really easy. So here's what I did. I had, especially yesterday was crazy, but basically what I started to do was, instead of steak and potatoes for supper, I just have a pound of ground beef. And just by doing that, that's several hundred calories from the potatoes or rice. Sometimes I do rice, but all those hundreds of calories that I would get from carbs, that helped me go into a bigger deficit on the rest day. And so the fat is just melting off. Now, I know some people will say, hey, you can still have carbs. Carbs aren't the reason you have the fat. It's just overall calories, which I agree. But finding a way to be in a deficit where it doesn't suck, okay? And this is working for me. So yesterday I had some carbs because I knew I was going to work out today. And so let me just kind of walk you through that. So yesterday I had a bagel, 2 whole eggs, and coffee and water. Then I was out of town, so I was traveling. So literally for lunch, all I had was a protein shake and a protein bar. Just that for lunch was hundreds of calories that I normally would have gotten from a big pouch of rice, which would have been 420 calories. So right there, boom, didn't have as many. And then I did the ground beef. So when I woke up, my body fat was it dropped a good bit because I was in a bigger deficit. Now, could I have done that and had more carbs? Sure. But man, I felt really satiated with between the eggs and the ground beef at night. That ground beef at night, it's a pound of it. I just cook it, salt it, put a little season, and I eat that at night and I'm full. As long as I drink plenty of water, maybe a little bit of salt. So I retain the water. So yeah, do that. Plenty of salt, water. I'm not hungry and I go to bed feeling satiated. And then I wake up and the weight is just melting off. So that's going to be my strategy right now. So I still want to do a lean bulk, but I was at a point where my calories were way higher than what I'm burning daily. And the body fat was just creeping up. I could see it. It was for a long time I was in 13, 14. And then it just started going 15, 16. I'm like, okay, pause. Let's review what I'm doing. And here's the thing. Right now it's cold. It's been raining. My step count is so low. If I was walking like I was when the sun was out, I could eat more because I'm burning more, but I'm not burning as much right now. I'm indoors doing a lot of sitting, so I don't need as many calories. It's like a big difference. So being aware of that, hey, I don't need as many calories. I'm not as active. Let's dial it back and keep this body fat low. Because during, I think last year, at some point, my body fat was up to like 23%. And it took a long time to get it below 15. So the last thing I want to do is let my body fat go back up. I would much rather keep it low and just focus on getting stronger in the gym, even if it means the workouts are shorter. I would much rather that and build muscle mass, while keeping the body fat low versus just ballooning up and being fat. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I've made a decision that what I'm going to do is time my carbs around workouts. And then when I'm not working out, reduce them so I'm in a bigger calorie deficit. And yeah, it's like I'm not even having to do many steps either because I'm sitting so much. Now, if I was walking a bunch, if I was getting like the 10,000 steps, I could eat probably, I don't know, 300 or 400 more calories and still be losing weight. But right now, I'll be lucky if I get 5,000 steps. So because of that, the calories, they have to come down. I can't be eating as much. And I think it was maybe the first day, it was a little tough, but after, I don't know, after 2 days, my body just got used to fasting a lot more. So that's where I'm at right now. This week was kind of weird. I didn't get to work out on my normal days. Normally it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Friday. Friday I was out of town. So far I've only worked out once this week. I did hack squat, leg extensions, and a pull down. So I did quads and back. And so today I'm thinking more upper body, chest, maybe some shoulders and arms because I am in a deficit. The good thing about upper body, for whatever reason, to me, it's never very taxing compared to leg days. Leg days are, the fatigue from a leg day is very high. Upper body, it's always fun to me. So it should be a good workout. I'm excited. First exercise is going to be chest flies. We'll do one warm-up set and then we'll jump right into it with a heavy set. So on these, I like to to avoid the shoulders rolling over. I like to scoop my butt to the front of the seat so I'm more leaning back. I actually might have to adjust this a little. All right. So so now that helps keep my shoulder blades back. Yeah. Get a nice good stretch. So it's pretty good. All right. Gonna jump into a all-out set. Again, trying to avoid the shoulder blades rolling forward. As you go heavy, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Here we go. I don't know if I'd count that last one because I did want to start rolling. So normally I like to do a incline Smith and the dips weighted, but today someone's kind of on those machines. So we're gonna do an iso plate press. On here, I'm actually not quite sure what my max would be. So we'll do one warm up and then jump right into a all out set. I'm already feeling a pretty good pump from that fly. So as long as you go heavy and the intensity's there and you're pushing close to failure, really 1 to 2 sets is all you need. And as you go lower in calories, I would say probably just 1 set. If you have been in a big surplus, 2 sets maybe, but even then you got to be cautious of the exercise because not all of them are equal when it comes to the stress. So, you know, a bicep curl, the stress from that on a single arm compared to a deadlift or a squat, it's not even comparable. So on a smaller isolated exercise, 2 maybe at the most, but on those big compounds, 1 all out set, that's really all you need. So on here, again, I'm gonna do a similar thing where I scoot my butt up to kind of help keep my shoulder blades back. And on here, probably what I'm gonna do, instead of locking out, what I'm probably gonna do is kind of in between. So you're talking about right here, maybe. And I might even experiment with the grip. Let's see how a close grip feels. Well, I definitely feel more upper chest on doing it this way. So we might do a close grip. All right, so I think let's add another plate, see how it feels on 1 rep, whether that's enough weight for me to push it to failure, or if I could add maybe a 10 on each side. Yeah, so I noticed on the close grip, it felt more like a incline press, which is nice. All right, we're going to see what the close grip feels like. Still fairly easy. So I don't want to, 225s, that's 50 pounds. That's too much. I think a 10 on each will be perfect. Extra 20 pounds. And then we'll do an all out set to failure. And I'll try to really make sure my form is on point with this one. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting close. 8. Yep, 8. One thing I was noticing, feeling some of the weight go to my neck. So I don't know if it's because I don't have the seat proper, but I think that's perfect. So we'll put this down. ISO chest. 8. Honestly, what I'm gonna do is rest for a minute or two, get a couple more reps, then we're done with chest. Set number 2, I'm gonna stick with that close grip as well. It feels pretty good for my upper chest. Yeah, something about this machine. I feel a weight going to my neck. I'll have to rewatch the video just to see. But yeah, I just feel, ooh, feels like all the weight's going there. All right, we're done with that one. Yeah, just from those 2 exercises, I'm already feeling pretty pumped. So one thing I want to mention is when you're in a calorie deficit, the workouts are going to be a lot shorter. And so you got to be very smart about where you're using your energy and where it's going. You can't have like a super long workout because you're already in a deficit. And so you'll just be running on fumes. So you got to be very precise on what it is you're working out. Go heavy and call it a day. So chest, we're done. But now we're going to move on to some shoulders and arms. Set for side delts. And then after that, we're going to probably do rear fly, a curl, and then triceps. And that would be pretty much it. All right. Next exercise is going to be rear flies. Last time I did 180, so we're just going to stick to that same weight. I'm thinking 1 set's all we need because I'm getting kind of low on energy and I still have bis and tris next. Let's just say 14. I might count that 15. rep. Playing Fleetwood Mac right now. 14, 180. All right, so last week, what I did was 40 pounds on the curl machine and tries it at 150. Push down. I might start with the buys and then move to triceps last. So last week I did 2 sets of 40 pounds. The next plate is 55. So I'm going to try to do one all-out set on the 55 and then jump on to triceps. So the way I did these was single arm. So let's get a good grip. You done? You done? You got 10? He'll make you sleep. He'll give you nothing. Change the grip a little. So I'm gonna say 7. And do my right arm first because my left biceps a little bit stronger. I'll burn out with both of them. You take your one side up. Listen. You get everything. Only thing I don't like about this is the way the grip is. It almost feels like a easy bar, which would be more brachioradialis and less bicep. Definitely feel popular. Final exercise is going to be tricep push down. Last week I did 150, so I'm going to just stick to that. See how it feels. I'm going to lower this a little. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is a burnout single arm, way less weight. So the way these work, it really don't take much. Let's see what 50 pounds feels like. It's already fatigued. Yeah, I don't even need that much. Try 20. Yep. So on these, it's just squeezing. Lily just heard the song earlier today. They were playing when Google Dolls did this song in the rain. All right. Workout complete. I'm feeling pretty pumped, if I do say so myself. Yeah, so this morning I woke up a little over 13%, but feeling really good today. Yeah, just be mindful as you go in a calorie deficit on your workout days. Make sure to carb cycle before the workout, and also whatever workout you were used to doing before, cut it in half and just focus on intensity, lifting heavy, call it a day. Like right now I have no energy left, and it can be rough if you don't manage your meals right. Yeah. But we looking good today for sure. Only thing about this room, the lighting, it always feels like my face is in the shadows. So let's try this side. Yeah, that's a lot better. All right, well, y'all don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.